love it and hate it.
For the episode, huh?
I love it and hate it at the same time. Both things are
Let's
one.
go murder a feudalist now.
Nat, just make it storming outside for this episode, so at any time that comes through, just be like, ah, yes.
I'll just go sit on my patio.
I'm gonna be right back real quick and get some coffee.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this opportunity to get more coffee and more water because I have to hydrate myself.
Please hydrate. Please have a hydrate.
Don't tell me what to do, Mo.
I said please, damn it.
I will not be so kind. Go hydrate or else.
Turn off the water.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Fine. Megan, you're the number one who's gonna throw a monkey wrench in today's plan, so I need to make sure you're not angry at me.
Oh, you better believe I'm gonna big magic all over the place. I'm gonna get my magic everywhere.
Good.
And it's
Counting on it.
I'm excited for big magic.
these what? Do big magic? Done. Well, I'm gonna do it. It's really big. It's really
Where is our gosh darn announcement bot?
Uh-oh.
Oop, hot mics.
I think that Mo might have gotten hit. Oh, okay. They blue screened, I guess.
Seriously, we just wanted to play 3 episodes of
Yeah.
Blades in the Dark.
We've had
Jeez.
more issues in these past 3 episodes than like we have in 4 seasons of
Yeah.
Quest.
Maybe we should just start taking summers off. Maybe it's a sign.
Welcome back.
It was the thread stuck in the driver again, so I think it was multi yeah, I really need to figure that out because I don't know why he does that.
They can hear us. We get,
Hey, I got
You know.
tech issues.
So what happened?
our mics are live on the stream.
What? How'd that happen?
Thanks, chat.
Hey. Oh,
Oh, hold on.
Hi.
Oh God. Oh,
We're doing so well. Ugh.
welcome.
No, we
welcome.
weren't.
I got a mic in the way. I can't do that.
Blades of Valarith, session 3, the finale session. We had a hiccup last week, but we're gonna get there. Today we are finale Arcanum. We are gonna do some big magic, and people might die, kind of, in a confusing way. Someone's gonna die.
I mean, it's
guarantee
also
it.
kind of the
Someone will die
plan.
today.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Baron.
Like, if we do our jobs right, someone dies. If we do them wrong, someone dies.
Yep.
Interesting.
Someone.
It's fine.
It's gonna be grand. So
I have confirmed the audio is working.
Yay!
Why,
Excellent.
thank you for
Then-
doubting once again.
we are going to refresh you really quickly on who we are and who we're playing. I'm gonna chuck it over to. Oh, the Sam and Megan were swapped, so I'm gonna chuck it to Megan because Megan is currently next to me. But
I feel
Go,
very
tell 'em who you
powerful
are.
Being, I feel both powerful being in Sam's camera box, but also I'm afraid of heights, and I'm not used to being on the top row of cameras. So this is
what about being
unique
on the other side of the
experience.
BMZ? How do you feel about that?
It's my. I don't need to be on the other side. It's my space. It's my big magic zone. So hello, I'm Megan. I'm like, what are we doing? Introducing ourselves. I'm Megan. I'm going to be playing Cadence Cameo, The Whisper, and in Big Magic Enthusiast. We're probably going to see some big magic, folks. So strap in. It's going to be real big and real magic.
Now we're gonna pop into the same location, which is now where Sam is.
Hey everyone, I am Sam. I use they them pronouns. I'm playing Dr. Wilmot Baines, who also uses they them pronouns and is our resident totally not a terrible person leech. You know, in the Baines medical zone where medical things happen.
The what?
The Baines medical zone. Look, if somebody's gonna die tonight and you want healing, it's called the Baines medical zone. Just putting that out there.
You can heal people with big magic. I mean, not my big magic.
I
but
was gonna say,
there's probably
can
big
you,
magic
though?
for healing. No. I'm not here to heal. I'm here to do big magic.
I mean, I'm not really here to heal either, but I'll do it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like if it's that or I lose this asset I'm relying on, I guess I'll patch you
Yeah,
up.
or they kick me out.
Let's slide it down from Sam to Mo.
Oh, hey, I'm Mo. I use they, she pronouns. I play Shemida Adrian, the Hound, she, her pronouns. And I stay away from the BMZ. That is not, nope, no thank you.
As one should.
You
Good
are
choice.
smart. You are wise.
But I believe I'm next. So,
Yeah, speaking of smart and wise, let's go try for something entirely different. Nuna.
you threw me under the bus there. I wasn't expecting this. Okay, fine. In that case, yeah, I am Nuno. He, him pronouns, and I'm playing Alistair. He's a Lurk, and he doesn't speak many words. Let's Cadence do the talking, and apparently the big magic as well. And that's it. I am ready for the finale. Let's go. Robert?
And now we skip Megan because we can't let her double dip and not put Robert.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Robert. He, him pronouns. I am playing Zonder, the Cutter, who has he, him, any pronouns, and also has secretly not, when Cadence and Baines are asleep, has kind of been using the bloody murder zone to kill people.
I love it.
Just
How
new
it's
blood
so-
stains.
Is that what those
Are
stains
those-
are from?
Yeah.
Are those new bloodstains?
Whoops.
I mean...
Telling you to clean up after
now I feel-
yourself, Cadence.
Well, now I feel bad for that stuff I did to Baines's lunch.
That's okay, I swapped them.
I mean, don't
Oh,
tempt
And
me,
speaking
Robert.
of murder victims,
You always need a
hi,
backup one.
I'm Nat. I play everyone else, including the murder victims. I use they and he pronouns, and I'll be playing everybody but these wonderful cast of characters. I will also say that we are using Multiverse for our game, but we have encountered some moderate technical issues, so we'll probably be using a little bit less today than our previous sessions. With that of note, why don't we jump right in? Because we want to attempt to do an entire score today, and if history is anything to go by, getting things done quickly and succinctly might not be this group's strong suit, and I blame partially myself for that.
How dare you? We do everything fast.
So, like alluded to at the end of last session, we're going to open up on a conversation with Hickman Boyd, your benefactor / patron, who you had given the Book of Zix to so that he could have a friend divine potential information to attack the Baron with. You reconvene with him at the Red Feather to get your final mission of the show or of your life. Who knows?
Maybe both. It
You
can
roll
be
in-
2 things.
Look, I can do more than one thing in time. You roll in, and Hickman is sitting with his hat and his cane, with a drink at his normal corner table. And as you walk in, his eyes light up, and he a little more eagerly waves you over, a little more eagerly than normal.
You seem excitable today.
Today could be a good day. Today has the potential of being a day that a lot of people remember.
Does it?
Yes. So, the book was fruitful. Friend says that he knows where the Baron's going to be and when he'll be vulnerable. I think some of you may be familiar with the Indigo Project. It is a
Nope.
Favorite band.
is a sub-level. It is centered in the sub-level of the Amethyst Lyceum, in the subterranean levels of the city. And it is where the researchers do some of the darker work. The Baron is going to be touring that site today. Well, not today, sorry. Touring that site in 2 days' time. I understand some of you have some context there. I imagine you can find a way in. But where he will reside is beyond the standard chambers. There's a mirror at the far end of that sublevel. And through it houses a chamber which the Baron uses for private security. A sanctum to oversee this work. It's supposed to be impenetrable. But we have a way. He reaches in her pocket and pulls out a key with a ruby setting on in the base and small wings. And it seems to crackle with a type of magic, almost like a chromatic oil spill through the air around it. He slides it across the table for anyone to grab. It says, "It's the Animus key."
And it does what?
It'll get you in. It'll get you out.
I'm gonna look at Alistair because he's our getting into places guy.
Through the mirror, I mean, getting into Project Indigo. That's your job.
Mm-hmm.
We can figure that out. I'm gonna like take the key and just like pass it across the table to Alistair and be like, maybe you should hang on to that.
Of course. Swiftly slides it into a pocket.
He'll be in there. In that space, much of the protective magic that is woven to keep him alive falls away. That may interfere with some of your own magics, but simple weapons should be perfectly functioning.
Well, is there anything else?
I believe we discussed payment previously.
We did.
Another 5 coin upon completion. Is that still sufficient?
Yes.
Good. He puts a fist on the table, shaking ever slightly. You do this, you could be heroes. I don't know how much that appeals to individuals like you, but many are concerned with the image they leave behind.
Well, heroes aren't really our forte. If we do our job right, people won't know it's us who have done it.
Can bring this city to a new sunrise. I don't really care if you have another motive.
It sounds like perhaps you do have another motive? No?
He said, I don't care if you have another motive.
Yeah, you're saying that it sounds like you have a different motive as well.
Oh, me. I'm just trying to get a little revenge.
Oh, so it is personal, yeah? Okay.
It's very personal.
Well, I have no more questions. I don't know. Just this other person told us that you had different motives, so I wanted to investigate. Never mind.
Who?
Oh, you know, the people that are trying to get the book from you at every turn.
More people like you.
Well, different.
There's nobody like us.
If you do this, that might be true. Good luck. Fair weather. As he says, fair weather, there's a peal of thunder in the background.
Ominous.
Good timing, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
At least the sky has a touch of the dramatic, even if I don't.
Well, we'll be on our way.
The less time we sing together, the better. And you go. You leave.
We do.
Out from the red feather. Out unto the world. So you got the basics of a plan there. You have a time, you have a place, but you still have to choose the type of plan and gather information sufficiently enough to be able to get the detail. Now, I happen to know that some of y'all might have some connections to the Amethyst Lyceum you can lean on. I don't know. But we are in the information gathering stage of the game. So this is the part where you kind of like be like, hey, can I use this to do this thing? And then your role determines the kind of information you get paid out with.
It may surprise you all to learn that I have connections within the Indigo Project.
That's crazy.
Oh, what?
I know.
That is
Wild,
just
right?
wild
I
yeah.
don't know. That doesn't seem real.
Sounds sus.
Sounds fake.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So can I let me see. I think that would be consort, I believe. Can I consort with folks that I, because like Cadence is in an odd position where she is still technically a member of the Lyceum, but she has had some clearance revoked as of late
Yeah.
through no fault of her own whatsoever. Just people are petty.
Tell me about it.
They just can't handle it. Can't
Yeah.
handle people who are stronger than them.
So
Yeah. So if I want to like kind of
but I would give me a little bit more to go on. Like, are you consorting with a specific person?
God.
You-
I'm just like, oh, I should go ask my ex for help. That would be great. People
That
love
is
having to
also a-
ask their exes for help.
Oh yeah, great time.
There's also a good old
it.
Hawk Frost. He is the
Oh,
group
God,
contact.
There's also Hawk Frost. Well,
Well,
Hawk
that
Frost.
would make sense as a group contact too,
Yeah, as a
right?
group contact.
Like,
Yeah.
Now,
but
that being said, if I almost said Lena, if Cadence has
yet.
a individual connection to a specific character, then someone else could talk to Hawk Frost as well.
Mhm.
And you could, two people could have a scene for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Cadence is gonna try to reach out to her ex, McKenna Fox, who still works on the Indigo Project in the Lyceum, to just be like, hey, can we get in there? Or more like,
Inspired. All right, so yeah, this is a roll. So what you're gonna need to do is give me consort. 1 second. So, given that this is somebody who may have some reason to screw you over, I'm gonna say that this roll is a desperate roll. The consequences can be high, but considering who the position they're in, it'll be a great effect. So it means the information you can get, the payoff could be quite large.
okay.
Everyone loves a good desperate great.
Everyone we love it. We love to see it. I'm fairly positive I cleared some stress. I don't know how I have so many stress marked right now.
It reset to your max HP because now it's linked. But if you
Okay.
remember how much
I'm pretty
stress
sure
you
I had
have-
3. I'm pretty sure I had 3 because I cleared 4.
Yeah. Okay, so if for the stress, just kind of like try to remember and estimate down because I'm feeling generous today.
Yeah, I'll mark it at 3. Because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna need to push myself for this. So you get, is it 1 plus how many dots you have, or is it just the amount of dots you have?
Amount of dots is how many dice? How many dots you got in consort?
I have 2 dots.
Okay, that's pretty good. 2 dice isn't bad in Blades.
No, I mean, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. But like, if I were to like, is this something where I could push myself to try to get another die, or
You can basically always push yourself, yeah.
I don't know what that would look like, but
So you'd spend 2 stress, and then the
my HP is also very low. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. And then I get 1 more die, right?
yeah, 1 more die. Or you could up the effect, but you already have great effect, so no need to do that.
I just want okay. Oh fuck me. That was a 1 and 2 twos.
Oh no.
So
Oh,
how about that X?
I'm just gonna go. I think.
Oh.
I think I'm just gonna go.
So can
Bye.
you tell me about this X just briefly so I know the kind of reaction they might have
no.
for no reason?
Well, now I have to figure that out. I think that they are a far better person than Cadence is. I think that Cadence was, I mean, surprising to everyone. I think Cadence kind of like was a big jerk and maybe just like ghosted her as much as you can ghost somebody that you also work with. But just like she was going through a lot. Like she had a lot of stuff going on. She had some big stuff going on and just was kind of along the lines of like, yeah, this can't work anymore. Sorry, bye. With zero additional explanation. Because
Okay, so
alert, she's not a great person.
all right, so desperate on a 1 to 3 on a desperate it's the worst outcome. You suffer severe harm. A serious complication occurs. You lose this opportunity for action. You know, just to list some options.
Cool.
So I think you meet with McKenna and have a.
She just attacks me on sight.
Yeah. No, that's not my style. Come on. So I think you meet with McKenna and have a nice little like slight. No, that's not. Icy under the surface conversation at some indoor cafe as it rains ominously outside. Yeah.
Public place.
And then you pop your ask, you know, after things feel smoothed enough.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Yeah. Just like. So there's no easy way to ask this, but I need back into the project.
Why?
Because I spent decades working on it, so I deserve to still be a part of it.
Do you realize how incredibly fucked up it is for you to come asking for that?
I do, actually, yes. But I'm out of options.
Just have no shame, do you?
You grow out of it.
There's a moment across her face. You see a little face journey. She travels from disgust to a slight note of confusion, and then she settles on, oh, there's a reason she wants that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Here you are, using me again.
If that's how you choose to interpret it.
Whatever you're planning, watch your back. Whatever you're planning.
I often do. You don't
She
need to
just
worry
starts
about that.
getting up to leave.
So that's a no then.
On that, she doesn't even break her stride. She just turns and walks away.
I'm just gonna finish my coffee. Well,
All right.
that could have gone better.
I probably could have been meaner, to be honest.
Yeah. Aren't you nice?
All right. Someone else want to gather some information because that didn't help.
Sorry.
That was
If
our approach. Damn it, Cadence.
I have an idea of what I can
Yeah.
do, because I'm a scout.
Yeah.
And when you gather info to locate a target, you can get a +1 effect. So I think since gosh, what am I trying to ask? Since we don't have a way in, maybe I can find another way in.
Okay, so you're trying to literally locate like a path to this place that isn't talk your way in.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say that at base would have limited effect, but you get an increased effect, so you get standard effect.
Mm-hmm.
And snooping around, I'm just saying that's risky.
That's all.
It's a not the easiest place to go snooping around, but like
You know, like you do.
mhm.
And it's survey.
Yeah, survey, or you could even hunt for that, to be honest.
Ooh, I'll go with hunt. Just
Hunt
'cause
it.
I will.
Hunt it louder.
I will do my dice.
That was heinous, I'm sorry.
6, 4, 2.
I liked it.
6, 4, 2, so a 6. Okay, so you do it. So you snoop around, vibing through. Parts of the Amethyst Lyceum are open to the public. The parts you're trying to get to aren't, but the Valarith also has an extensive subterranean system. So you get into the Lyceum, start snooping around to the subterranean bowels, and you don't find a pathway directly into the floor you need, but you find a way to get into the lift shaft that can lead there.
Yeah. High shenanigans, climbing through the lift
Oh, yeah.
shafts.
As you like peer through it, you see the lift whomp on down. And you can even feel the air off it.
Nice.
So, arguably, that could be enough to just start the score. We could get our details. We have a point of entry through a stealth mission, or y'all could gather a little more information. You haven't talked to Hawkfrost, who is a contact you have in that building yet, so that seems like an easy path, an easy next step to me.
Yeah, someone other than me should do that.
It's also worth noting that it doesn't necessarily have to be a full-on gather information. You could also just go to talk to Hawkfrost. He's your contact. He's friendly. You can just have a normal conversation with him, as opposed to like a rival who, if you want something from them, you probably need to roll.
Mm-hmm.
Can someone have a normal conversation with Hawkfrost? Asking for
I
a
mean,
friend.
normal, big air quotes, but
I mean, can definitely try. Wanna go, Xander?
a
Sorry,
group
that's
endeavor.
The best friend
shittiest
squad.
conversation ever.
Well, there's no problem. Xander will go if you want Xander to go. You want me to threaten him? I could threaten.
No, people say he's friendly, so we should just, talk to him.
Xander can be friendly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We go in silence.
Yeah.
We go in silence. It's such, God, it's so edgy. All right. So the two of you head off to the Amethyst Lyceum, where you go to Professor Peleus Hawkfrost's office, which, believe it or not, is the same office that he ends up in Soaring City.
Oh.
As you get up there, it's pretty grim though. There's alchemical potions and bits laid out on some cramped tables. You see a slab of meat hung on a hook with tubes coming off it, distilling a type of blood into a vial through some heat chambers. And the door is open because this acrid smoke of a kind is flowing out. and you can see across through this acrid fog Hawkfrost with a quill writing out into a green unmarked journal.
Nat, I'm gonna suggest that for the funny of it, we do the classic. He goes out for lunch and we make ourselves go in, and then when he arrives, we're there. If that's okay with you.
That's sure, yeah. He leaves, and as he walks out holding his little journal, you just camera lingers, and you come out from around the corner and go in a little bit, and he comes back. He has a long sword strapped to his hip, and his tweed jacket, and his glasses.
Longsword, look at him.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Hello.
My first instinct was to call security, but I know you somehow, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
You're two of Cadence's friends, right?
Oui, that is true. Well, he might disagree, but we work together, yes.
Can your friend get out of my chair?
Sander! I don't think he's going to.
If you want Zonder to do something, you ask Zonder himself.
Zonder, get out of my chair.
Very special word.
What do you two want? I'm busy.
Zonder gets out of his chair.
He'll shuffle around and sit down in the chair. What do you two want? I am busy.
Under normal circumstances, Cadence would have come herself, but she was busy talking to someone else, so it was up to us.
Yes, the office gossip is a Twitter with it. Apparently she's desperate to get back on the project.
Oh, yes. I think that's why we're here. Can we have access to it?
Look.
Mm-hmm.
I was always fond of Cadence. She had a drive, a hunger that I found appealing. Just nothing could stand in her way. For the wrong person, but she burned the wrong person. I just can't imagine he'll let her back on the project.
Who is he?
Kovrax,
Oh,
the Baron.
that is why we need to go back to the project, because of the Baron?
You realize that the Baron signs all our checks.
Mm-hmm.
The Baron makes this city stay in the air. If the Baron wants the blood drained out of our veins, he'll do it. So what exactly are you doing that you are trying to defy him? Because I can't really advise it.
But if the Baron wasn't around, you could do whatever you wanted, no?
Now it's time for Hawkfrost to have a face journey as he goes from analyzing calling in security to just that is dying along the way to a little bit of self-consideration. You're planning an assassination.
Did I Xander, did I say this? No, I didn't.
You are speaking just
This,
these words.
this isn't
you
some
never said.
court of law. You aren't being recorded. Just, I don't understand. We're saying the same things.
What you need to understand is Alistair and Xander. We are assassins. This does not mean that we are committing assassination.
Okay, so you don't
Sometimes
need.
assassins just have reasons to do things.
Well, we are assassins, and we want access to the Indigo Project and to the place where perhaps the Baron will be. That doesn't mean we want to assassinate, but it does sound like that, doesn't it, Xander?
It
Curious.
sounds a little bit.
But I don't think that's what we're doing.
We would never.
No, we want to sightsee. Watch the project.
So you don't need back on the project. You just need access to the floor.
Correct.
Halkfrost gets quiet and contemplative. This may be an opportunity for a sway roll or something of that variety. Consort would work.
Great.
I don't think we have any of them.
We don't. That's what I was saying. You sure you want us to go?
You could spin a command.
Okay,
But also like Mo already found a backdoor in, so even if he turns you down, it's not like
it's valid.
we're not dead in the water.
Zonder's gonna put down some coin. One thingy worth, whatever it is.
Equivalent of one purse full of silver.
Yes. And just be like, I think that if you want this coin right here as a gift, you might want to make us happy. It would behoove you to get us some kind of access. And maybe I forget this coin here, if you are smart enough.
And I do not know, but perhaps make sure that no one is around at a certain time. That would be better than access, because I believe we can get in on our own. Just, making sure we have some space to sightsee.
Alright. Zonder, can you give me a roll? I will say that it sounds like Alistair's trying to assist you.
Mm-hmm.
So one stress, that's an extra die, then you could push yourself.
What kind of roll am I doing?
I mean, in Blades you choose, but then that affects the position effect.
Get it. You can roll high. Do something you have 0 die in.
Okay. Let's do it. I'll go with sway, which I have a 0 in, but I will put myself.
So you're assisted, that's 1 die. And
Yeah.
assuming Alistair's marked as stress. And then you push yourself for 2 more stress, so 2 dice. And the coin, I think, factors into your effect level.
Okay.
Scenario. So I think this lands risky standard.
Okay. Let's see.
Let's
2
go.
dice.
Come on. Come
That was
on.
not good.
Well, I believe that might be a 2 and a 1.
Oh my. Oh, this is
Su-
terrible.
And for reasons, I think we will because Blades in the Dark has this lovely mechanic we haven't used yet, where you can flash back to set up things. I think we're gonna cut the camera there.
Okay. We come back to the hideout.
How'd it go?
I think.
Uh, Alistair and I did so well, we already took care of it. Baron is dead. We got it. No problem. Don't worry about it.
That doesn't seem right.
That is because Xander is lying. It went terribly.
Terribly? Terribly, you said?
I mean, when you say terribly, you mean like just could have gone better,
Or like could not have gone worse.
Okay,
or like they know we're
or should have not
coming.
gone at all.
Yeah, that one.
let Xander say it this way. But you sent the two most silent members of your group to go talk to someone. We are terrible at what's the word? Negotiation. I could scare him, but Xander was thinking, no, don't scare people, it is bad. This time, then everybody knows. Didn't work.
Well, great. This is great. Well,
So
clearly Bane should have gone with you. Some of us, the rest of us, were busy doing other things, but
well, next
My
time,
own things to do.
But
like walking around for several days where nobody knows where you are, like those kind of things.
Oh yeah, welcome back, Baines.
Thanks. I missed you, Shamana. Just ignoring everyone else now.
I think Shemina just gets a wink. It's like leaning against a bookshelf. Arms crossed, and then she's like, well, at least if anything, we have a way in. We don't need anybody else.
Okay, so it sounds like we have a way in, and if our little incursions to talk to people did something, was actually just make it worse. So maybe we should just go. And we do stealthy infiltration, and then we see how it goes.
Put on your climbing boots. And that's when she kicks off the wall and like turns around and walks to her room.
Those are the only kind of boots she has.
Meanwhile, Cadence is like, yes, if this has gone poorly, it's their fault and not my fault. Nobody knows how badly my meeting went. This is clearly their fault.
Well, they did get that whole Cadence burned the wrong person
That's
tidbit.
Ooh, yeah, don't go sharing that around. That's a secret.
Share it with everyone.
Don't.
Xander would never share personal information of the leader to the group.
All right, so
Against GDPR.
sounds like we have a stealth plan involved. Although I also think there's a possibility you could have had a social plan, but it didn't go well.
You think?
I feel like that's
Whoops.
putting it
I
mildly.
think it went fine.
You also kind of have the makings for an occult plan. Engage a supernatural power. Detail the arcane method. You have the animus key and all that shit.
That's true.
It's a possibility.
Which one do we want to go?
But, so stealth or occult?
I mean, can we try a cult with stealth as a backup somehow?
No. This is more of a chain links into other abilities, and it's one or the other. Don't you have an
Gotcha.
ability as a crew that links to like infiltration and murder roles for engagement?
Whoever can see the multiverse stuff, please let us know.
Well, I think it's in the
It's Nat has
Right.
book
it.
somewhere,
Assassin.
right?
Yes, everything.
I have
that
That's
we-
just in the assassin book.
You didn't make the crew sheet on multiverse, did
I
you?
don't think we made a cruise sheet. All right,
I didn't.
assassins.
No, I have it. It's in
Let's
front of
see.
me. Yes, you
Please.
do. When you do stealth missions to subterfuge or murder, you get +1 die to engagement roll.
Sounds
I
like
was
we
right.
should do stealth.
I mean, you're
Yeah,
climbing
let's-
through chutes. I assume we were going to do stealth, so like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that
do
makes
that.
sense.
All right.
Alright,
So
this
now
all
that
sounds good.
we have the plan type, stealth, and the detail settled, now you choose your loadout. Light, medium, or heavy. How much
Oh,
shit you
gotcha.
can bring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am going to go medium this time, in case necessary.
Yeah, me too.
I'm also gonna go medium.
I think I went medium last time.
Yeah, you were the only one with
Works
medium.
for
Everyone
me
else went light.
anyway. Yeah, it makes sense for Banes anyway.
So, Cadence, just some candid advice for Cadence is that if everyone else is going medium, you might as well too.
All right, fine.
Because the main benefit of doing light is like you can blend in better. But if everyone else isn't going to be able to blend in super well, like
Fair.
Like, why?
That's fair.
All right, so you start with 1 die for sheer luck. You get a second one because you have an ability. Then we go through a few questions.
Okay.
In this operation, is this operation particularly bold or daring? Yes.
Just a little bit.
Is
Just
the
a
operation overly complex or contingent on many factors?
Not getting
Not
super murdered?
complicated.
Super
Super
murdered.
Super murdered.
I don't know.
You
Wait,
know, I
does
think
the
if you
plan-
get murdered and your soul is recycled, it counts as being super murdered.
Yeah, because you
That's
could
kinda
get
fair.
because you could get murdered
Yeah.
ad infinitum at that point.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Does the plan's detail, which in this case is the point of entry, expose a vulnerability of the target, hit them where they're weakest? It's a good detail. I'm not sure it's particularly vulnerable.
Hmm.
Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? Also no. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
In theory, yes, but
I mean,
no, not
technically
anymore.
yes, but no.
Do we count
Yeah,
our
I
own
would-
Ship has
friends?
sailed.
Did that happen?
Maybe the friends
I
that
would
we
like
didn't
to
believe-
contact.
ask
believe it or
Inari to
not-
stab the Baron for us.
Believe it or not, for reasons, you're still getting 1 die there.
Ooh.
Oh.
However, are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? Also, yes. Back to
Oh
three.
god.
God damn it, Alika, not
Are
again.
there
Damn
any
it,
other elements that you want to consider? Yes, take another die away. Like
What?
because you are lower tier significantly, or maybe there is other complications that have unrevealed to you as of yet.
Oh my
I have
gosh.
no clue what you could be talking
I feel like Nat's
Yeah,
just.
I don't know.
Just playing solitaire
It-
over there.
2 of 5 of the group have great histories at the Lyceum. I don't understand why there are all these possible complications.
Yeah.
I'm still gainfully employed by the Lyceum. I just
Show off.
received an unfair demotion.
No one likes a bragger, Cadence.
Hey,
All right,
Oh.
so
our
Disagree.
doctor is banefully employed.
so last time Sam rolled our engagement roll.
Oh.
Who would like to
Yeah,
do it
don't let
this
me
time?
do that again.
I don't know.
I
You're the
just-
only person who didn't do like a gather information scene, so we could give it to you.
I
To,
guess
you know.
it needs to
That's
be you, Sam.
true.
It needs
That
to
is
be
But
you.
true.
but it did not go well last time I did
That
it.
means this time it is going to go well.
Yeah.
2d6s.
2d6s.
Mhm.
I don't even know what to hope for right now. Let's see, I got a 6 and a 4.
Oh.
Oh,
Ooh, 6.
Okay.
Good
okay,
result.
Okay. Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
started in
Yay!
a controlled, cool position.
You're
and
welcome.
The action starts.
now this is a first.
Hell yeah. We're on
It'll
top
never
of the
happen
world
again.
now.
Literally.
It just means things can go so much more south now.
Fine.
Yes.
Okay, so for anyone, so on Multiverse, you can enter into the Alistair's project board to travel to Project Indigo.
Oh, I already did.
Oh, nice.
As you, okay, so I will say that to traverse the shaft, everyone's going to need to have to mark climbing gear in your load.
Gotcha.
That can be from, that can count assassin's rigging, so it'll be one of those.
Oh, and we don't spend load, right? Because of that.
Not for that one, because you get 2 free load for assassin's rigging.
Nice.
Yeah. Before you is a sizable chamber. You see shells packed with objects and other infernal items of ne'er-do-well. Off to one corner. Wow, what is happening? Wow.
I know that guy.
The boy in a cage.
Oh yeah, that too. I just meant Fizzwits.
I don't know how I entered cinematic view, but I did.
Move around. Just move around, Nat. It's fine. Move around
Jump
in
around.
multiverse, yeah.
Cool.
Jump around.
So,
Up and get down.
off to one side, you can see a lot of bloody implements of destruction and a nameless. Above, you see a number of cages of different sizes, including a little ghost boy in a cage in the wall. Sunny.
Oh no, little ghost boy.
Little ghost boy.
On a pedestal in the middle of the room is a cordon of eyes, seem to be larger than normal, made of glass, all stuck together, surrounded by some arcane runes, and a blonde-haired, fair-skinned boy who looks young and eager, wearing a little red tie, is holding a book and looking them over, trying to figure something out. You have, as of yet, been unseen, and you know that in the mirror is supposed to be as deep into the level as possible. That's your situation. You are controlled.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, you sneaky types. Any ideas on the best way to get through here?
We could just, try to stealth around. See if no one sees us or hear us. You think you're up for that, everyone? I can guide you.
Yeah. All right.
Zonder is always ready.
Do we all like stay together? Is it better to try to like go around different sides of the room or something? I don't know.
I would suggest going through the right side, because on the left, kind of points at the nameless right there. There is one of those scary nameless.
Fair enough.
All right.
What do you
May be
think?
surprised I mean, you may be surprised to know that stealth is not necessarily my strongest suit. However, should we get discovered, I could potentially talk our way out of it.
Okay. Can always try first. Oh, by the way,
Talk.
Cadence. What is
Yeah.
little book boy doing there in the middle? Do you know?
Well, he's not there anymore. He moved to a desk. But Nat, do I know anything about this weird pile of eyes?
Or does
Or
Baines?
who this boy is?
You do not recognize the weird pile of eyes, but you do know this boy. He is essentially
Dude.
his title is page, although in function his job is intern. This is little Fizzwits. He's very eager and looking to please.
Good old Fizzwits.
Fizzwits.
They're just a page, just like an assistant for the project. I don't know what the weird pile of eyes is about, though. That's new.
You could study the pile of eyes, or attune with it, although that might narratively act a little differently.
I'll study the pile of eyes.
All right.
I'll do that.
I think you that sounds like so you're in a controlled situation because the engagement will dictated the situation is controlled.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying you're controlled standard. When you're in a controlled situation and you fail, you have the option of hesitating and instead choosing a different path forward at desperate, non-desperate at standard, at risky.
Okay.
That's the word.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna just like try and like subtly like glance around and like take a look at those eyes. Of course, my attune roll would be so much better, but I don't want to attune to a pile of eyes. That's unsettling even for me. So here we go. Ooh, that's a 5. Huzzah!
All right.
Great success.
One moment.
I like how many things Nat is flipping through.
Yeah, this doesn't sound promising.
All right, so you have the option. I'm going to list a minor complication, reduce effect, or harm that happens, and then you can tell me if you want to accept that or hesitate and try a different approach.
On a 5?
On a 5, yeah.
That's the second highest thing you can roll on a d6.
Yeah. A 4 or 5 is the mixed success result of Blades in the Dark.
Okay.
So, you can learn about what this eye thing does, but Fizwitz will notice you. However, he will have a positive disposition.
He'll notice just me, or he'll notice everybody?
If you could approach and have him notice just you, or if you're hanging out, leering in the back with your crew, he'll probably notice the crew.
Okay. Yeah, he can notice just me.
All right, so stride forth.
Oh god. How do I do this? Oh god. Here we go. Beep, 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 beep. There I go. Doop, 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 doop.
All right, so as you move forward to study this cairn of eyes, you see the runes that are inscribed along the base, and this is some sort of surveilling magic. These eyes will, the ghosts of these eyes will, upon command, spread out through and gather information for whoever invokes the magic.
Are they fake guys? Or they're real?
Well, I mean, they're not alive anymore.
Cool.
Fizwitz is futzing over them, and as you walk up, he looks up from his book and says, "Oh, hi, Cadence.
Hi.
I haven't seen you around in a while."
Yeah, I was on vacation, and now I'm back from just a brief leave of absence. It's very good to see you.
That's
How
nice.
are you? How are things here?
Well, now that without you around, I things are a little bit cheerier. But it's good to get back now.
I'm very happy to be back. Is there anything new that's been going on?
I'm getting things all cleaned up. The Baron's gonna do an inspection in just a little bit.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
And they left me to clean the whole thing up. You see those blood stains over there? Those aren't gonna come up.
Lemon juice and hot water with a little bit of salt in it.
Okay. So why are you here ahead of time before the inspection? Everyone else is arriving with him.
It's kind of like a surprise. Because, I've been away working on some other courses of study, and I've discovered something pretty exciting and wanted to surprise everyone with it.
What is it?
Big magic.
He doesn't really like surprises, but he does like big magic.
My thoughts exactly. So if you could just keep this between you and I.
Sure. I mean, I have to pop to the kitchen for the lemon juice and salt. Was it?
Yes, salt and hot water.
Hot water. Okay.
So you put the salt in the hot water and then you mix it with the lemon juice afterwards. It'll come right out.
Right.
But,
can I have the rest of the crew do a group? So, because during this conversation, you don't have a great place to hide, but I imagine you're trying to creep off and sneak a little bit. So I think some sort of group action to prevent him noticing the rest of you seems appropriate at this time.
I think
So like a
yeah.
prowl?
That's most directly prowl, but if someone wants to be creative, you could, I don't know, wreck to break break something as a distraction. I don't know.
Wreck quietly.
So the game has a rule where the lowest you can start at is no effect. You can bump it up from there.
Yeah. No, I think Alistair would take the distraction to kind of signal to the rest. Okay, the rest of us. Let's go. And move sneakily through this side. Try and remain unseen. And I believe that's a group check I'm leading, right, Nat?
So you could be leading it, or anyone involved could lead it, honestly, because whoever leads it just is the one who takes the stress if things go badly.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So even Baines could lead the prowl roll, even though they're like the least prowly of the four.
I'm familiar with the Lyceum, though. Actually,
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
They're mentally prowly.
I think that makes sense.
You're like, I know my way around here. Like, I know like the certain like hallway that dips this way, or.
Mm-hmm. Could be.
I don't have any points in prowl, but I also don't mind taking a stress if we need to, because I'm also going to be the less likely directly doing things later. Like, I don't care if somebody else also just like wants to. I know I don't think I have any stress, right? I shouldn't, because I saw our chat in the thing figuring out the tick issue.
Yeah, you overindulged the last session, so you should be down at 0 stress for this session.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, why don't you lead it?
Go for it.
Makes tactical sense. Look at us choosing things tactically in a TTRPG.
What is this game? This doesn't sound like us.
Tactics in my TTRPG?
How dare.
All right, so I'm just rolling a prowl.
Nonsense.
Yep.
I believe in you.
And everyone rolls a prowl, except Cadence.
Oh, everybody but Cadence. Okay.
And then we're going to use the highest result out of the entire crew.
5.
Alistair also 5.
Ooh,
good, because I only rolled a 2.
Double 2s, baby.
Oh no!
Okay,
Yeah,
so
You got
Baines
this.
and Shemana each got a 3 or less, which means Baines is going to take 2 stress.
Okay.
And your highest result was a 5, which means, but you are in a controlled position. No, I think this is shifted to risky. Sneaking past an active person, actively sneaking. If he spotted you, that'd be risky. So mixed on risky. So you do it, but as you get about there, a individual walks in. One Vanestra Batinga.
Excuse.
Book lady.
Followed by someone else in the right colors. And as she's walking in, she snaps her fingers and say, "Someone is making an attempt on the Baron's life. We have to be we're here for extra protection."
Oh, fellas.
They don't spot you because you're sneaky. You succeed with the complication, but they're here now. Cadence and Fizzwitch turns, and Fizzwitch just, oh, she doesn't like me, and he just like scurries away off to the kitchen to cock the lemon juice and what have you.
Thanks. God.
And is at this moment that Vanestra spies Cadence. Unless you'd like to take that brief moment as she comes in to, like, I don't know, do something drastic or dive out of the way or something mad lad like that.
God, I think I'm just gonna act like I'm supposed to be here.
Sure.
Because I'm like looking at my magic and like the things I can do, and I'm like, can't really do much, and I definitely cannot sneak.
I sure can shoot lightning, but talking my way through things with magic,
sure
no.
can make a thunderstorm inside, but and I can talk to a ghost.
Now, Megan, are you saying that because you wanna talk to Vanessa, or because you really don't have any option to run away?
It's because I don't have an option. I don't.
Okay.
Want
Do you
to
want me to try something? Fine. That's the question.
Depends. What do you have?
So I have a thing, Nat, called the Devil's Footsteps that lets me push myself for a roll and do something that verges on the superhuman. So I was thinking just like blitzing
And-
through the room and like just jumping Cadence and dragging her to the other side of the room behind the cages.
Sure. Yeah, you can roll for that. That's super natural.
So that's 2
You
stress.
push yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you push yourself, and on abilities like this, you do get the benefit of the pushing yourself as well. So the extra die or increased effect.
Oh, nice.
Now, given the circumstances, I do think this is probably not just risky standard. It's on the verge of desperate standard.
Okay. And would you say that to do this precisely and without much ruckus, would it be a finesse check, perhaps?
Finesse could definitely be used here. Prowl is also for things like sneaking and ambushing and such, so I could see Prowl as well. Prowl is like a weird brainchild between like athletics and stealth,
Yeah,
to be honest.
that's fair. I will take that and go with Prowl then, because that's the highest one. Okay, let's see if I can get Cadence out of here. That will
That's a
be
6.
A 6. There we go.
All right, you do it. You zoom whoop, over and
Zoom.
get you and Cadence.
Zoom.
Zoom.
Behind.
Where did I go just now?
I zoomed you.
Just turn to Ximena and go, I told him that.
Pretty fast. Good job.
As you're looking around, you see these two moving around and looking about the space as if it's new to them. It doesn't seem like they are used to engaging in this space. They've been brought in for protection. They don't normally work here. Venestra moves over to this nameless and starts talking to it, giving it orders. What do you do?
Alistair is immediately lured toward little ghost boy who is in jail.
Yeah.
Hey, little ghost boy. It's the same one, right?
I'm not a ghost.
Okay, doesn't matter now. Why are you in jail? Behind bars.
Somebody grabbed me. Apparently, they started asking me these questions, and I didn't know. They're asking me a lot about that Hickman guy. I think they're scared of him.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. But okay, trust me.
Then they were like, "Why is it?" And then they started talking about how it was like partially substantiated, which I didn't really know what that means, but they seemed really interested in it.
Oh, maybe you are a little ghost boy after all. Shh, Cadence.
I'm not a ghost.
Cadence.
What?
What is partially substantiated?
Like, kind of solid, kind of not?
Okay, can partially substantiated go through bars? No.
No, because you're partially not ghost.
Substantiated.
Can half of you go through bars?
It's not like the front half of him is a ghost and the back half of him isn't. It's like an alloy.
I don't know how this works. Okay?
How do we have time for this right now?
You're on the other side of the room.
Oh.
Um,
Fair.
The ghost boy starts to hold a hand towards the bars, and they start to light up and like heat up a hot red for a second, and then pulls his hand away. Can't get out.
okay. Well,
And you hear this Candela Ruiz go. Someone cooking?
ah, shit.
No.
Okay. Little boy. Stay there. I mean, it's not like you can go anywhere, so. Okay. Cadence, let's go.
But go where? Wait,
Deeper.
who is down there? What the?
The mirror. Right? Should be this way.
Right, yeah. Yes.
All right. So as the two of you are going to creep farther in, why don't we check in on Shemena and Zonder?
Suspicious. Don't be.
And Bane's with us.
His Banes.
Yes.
Yeah,
his
I'm
Banes
with
there.
Oh, and
Too.
Baines. Sorry, Baines doesn't have an on-site model,
I'll try and get it done.
Sorry.
unfortunately. It's fine.
Baines is only partially substantiated.
They should capture and study them too. Then.
How far away are we from the I guess wherever we need to be, the shaft or?
Yeah. So you are in a very large, roughly circular room, and you're about halfway through it on one side, and in the bottom half, you got a few people who you don't want to see you. So it's probably just a little prowl kind of action, or putting up some sort of distraction to get out.
Gotcha.
You want to keep sneaking?
It's probably our best bet. I feel like if we try to do anything distracting, it'll tip our hand too soon. So
I can lead it this
Yeah.
time.
sure, yeah, that's a good
Okay.
idea.
You two, give me a prowl. Just you. Sorry, you three, give me a prowl.
Yeah.
Just you three. Hey, 6 from Zonder.
6 and 4.
Or
Okay, so yeah, that means
Hey,
no
no
one takes
stress.
stress and it's a full success.
huzzah! We did it.
6.
You creep on by.
Just it was such a good roll. I just dance around him.
Nobody likes his showboat, Zonder.
At this point, Vinestra has approached the eye cairn and is starting to poke and prod through it. But you're beyond that. You see Fizzwits over a pool of bubbling water over in the kitchen.
Can I try something fun?
I mean, of course.
So I have a move where I can make ghosts come hang out.
Yeah, compel, right?
Yeah. Can I see if I can get like a ghost to come out of the eyeball cairn to try to like freak Vinestra out and distract her while we keep doing things back where we're doing things?
Fantastic. All right.
Yeah. I can attune like a mofo. I got 3 in attune. All right. So I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the ability compel. Yeah, just roll a tune.
Yeah. So I got a 5, a 4, and a 2.
All right. So this is a place. So in this location, the compelling a ghost forward has great effect, especially given the small application you want to use. However, it's a little risky because there are powerful, stirring spirits here.
You don't say.
Yeah.
I'm
So yeah. So on a 5, the little ghost eye floats out of one of these eyeballs and right in front of Vinestra, and then she looks at the other person she's with her. Did I do that? And then do you want just like jump scare mode? Or?
Yeah, like I just wanted to freak her out so that she is distracted.
And then a moment later, you feel something pulling at that spirit strongly.
Ruh-roh. That's my spirit.
Past you.
Get out of here. Get your own. There are plenty.
As the spirit you pull out of this eye gets pulled sharply north, up, sliding past your group, up.
Oh, there's a lot of magic around there. That looks like a big magic zone.
That is the true big magic zone.
We don't have nearly that many runes.
Look,
No,
we
I
found the
know.
true big magic zone.
No, anywhere I am is the true big magic zone.
Yeah.
It's
This
within
is
you
a
all
large-
along. You don't need a space. It's just
This
who
is
you
a
are.
this is a large magic zone. Not to be confused with the big magic zone.
And it just gets pulled right into the face of the mirror and pulled through.
Was not expecting that.
Wait, stop turning attentions our way. What are you doing?
But
Shh, stealthy.
it wasn't what was.
you hear Vanestra say, "Can I make it do that again?" And she starts to monkey with the magic some more.
You can't do shit.
Oh, she can shoot lightning just as easily as you can.
But I make it look so good. Nobody can do big magic like me.
All right. So you all are back in this area. You hear the water bubbling as Vizwitz is preparing the mixture to remove the blood stains. And you've located the mirror.
We have. Indeed.
Okay. Go to the mirror, yes?
Yep. That's what we were told to do.
Okay.
So yeah.
Try and be careful. And Alistair just signals to the other side of this, the entry of this room, and just does tactical signs to Xander.
They practice every night for 2 hours.
Exactly.
All of their
We're
all of
5
their
feet
hand
away.
signals.
They're sitting in their bedrooms, like in like the doorways, just across the
Just like-
hallways from each other.
This is just how we talk to each other.
Oh, they
They
can
don't
talk in the
talk.
theater without disturbing the show.
Yes.
You
They
do
get
not
glow-in-the-dark-
speak in
They get glow
theater.
in the dark signing gloves.
At least they're, considerate.
They've created their own sign language.
Respect
This
your
is why-
performers.
This is why Xander wears glow-in-dark nail polish.
Alistair
Alright,
will
so
move up
approach.
until the entry of this room, at least. But I see Cadence might be already just
Cadence
waltzing
has
in.
walked
Yeah.
directly to
I mean,
the magic gun. Now, as you walk
I didn't go
into
in
it, you do
it.
see that
Wait.
there is one nameless on either side of the wall, either side of the room.
Oh, I didn't go
Walk-
through it yet. Should I do that?
No. To the here.
Oh, yeah. What do you know?
It's
Yep.
right in front of you.
They sure are right there, eh?
So I think when you approach this position, they both turn to look at you, but are still as of
We
yet silent.
made an error in judgment. Or I could just dive right through the mirror and then problem solved.
And yeah, the portal is enabled in multiverse.
Yeah, I'm gonna like turn back and look at everyone else and just be like,
Alistair
gonna
gestures
go-
back in confusion.
And I'm
What
gonna-
are you doing?
and I'm
I have a question. Who's carrying the animus key?
Alistair is.
Alistair.
Alistair.
Good to know.
No.
Great.
Fine. This is fine.
now you've done that thing where I'm like, maybe this isn't a great idea. I know it's probably not a great idea, but I'm gonna go. I'm going in the mirror. I'm doing it. Leroy Jenkins.
Were we
Alright.
all able to see the eyeball soul get sucked into the mirror?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy,
And we had just been told the Baron was coming
Alright,
to
so-
check it out.
it's
right?
colorful
Yeah.
over here.
Megan, stay quiet.
Stay quiet.
Stay quiet.
As you touch the runes on the mirror's surface, walking forward, the two nameless step forward, and one of them says, "Stop." You don't, because when you've ever listened, and touch the mirror and get pulled through.
The Bane's
Sure do.
medical zone now.
This mirror is my big magic zone. I've upgraded.
Anyone who watched that, can you roll me a study or a tune to learn what you just saw happen?
I was gonna ask if I could
Yeah.
study the mirror because
Yeah.
it seems like it might be my jam. That's a 6 too. Yay!
Hell
Nice.
yeah.
That is also a 6.
Double hell yeah.
All right. So as you were watching that, you saw an interesting phenomenon happen as Cadence fell through the mirror. There wasn't actually one Cadence, but two. One was only visible through the mirror, as you were able to see Cadence's soul split from her body as she fell into the mirror.
Okay.
Huh.
Oh, who knew?
Yeah, Nat, of course there were two cadences. That's how mirrors work.
Does
Robert,
this...
love you too.
I guess, does this seem in line with anything that, like, Baines may be somewhat familiar with, or, like, how we might be able to get Cadence back, or, you know, if I wanted to?
He says, I want to come back.
Now
well,
I get, like, so much more room for my books in the Baines
No,
medical zone, if it's
you
just
were
me.
told that the Animus Key was there to help you travel into and back out of this
And
mirror.
back out of, okay.
Yeah. That was said. So it's possible, like, the thought crossed your mind, maybe it only happened to Cadence because she went through without the key
Mm-hmm.
to help.
Whoops.
Nobody needs souls anyway. Just
I'm
holds
like,
you back.
she didn't have the key, did she?
She did.
Alistair
No,
kind
that's
Alistair
Baines saying
waves.
out loud.
waves the key in front of Baines. No.
Sucks for her, probably.
Nat.
Just
think
whoops.
Robert Allen, voice actor.
I think Zonder will seeing this and seeing the two creepy guys react will march into the room.
Yeah. So Drika, the creepy guys like raised her hand, wanted to stop, and then she went through.
Yeah.
And they just relaxed.
No, stop!
Yeah.
Don't.
Well, they're like,
Yeah.
well,
Oh,
That's
please
done.
don't.
she ain't getting any deader.
Still, I'm gonna march in, and then just
And you get about there, they focus on you. Their heads
Yeah.
turn to look at you. They orient at you.
and I will just say to them, "Back to your duties. We are here on official business."
They stare at you implacably, as they are currently doing their official duties. As you inch forward after saying that, at that point, if you want them to not to do anything, well, give me a command roll. I can see that being relevant.
Oh boy.
Oh. Can I push myself on this?
Oh, of course, you can always push yourself. You could also take
Oh yeah,
a devil's
what's
bargain.
devil's bargain I could have?
So I'm
Forget about
thinking
these.
that you're looking in the mirror from a distance and you see something. I think you can get the extra die, but you're going to see something alluring in the mirror. Something you want. Something you have to get.
Another dagger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
All right. So, Zonder, what do you see in the spooky mirror that is so enrapturing?
I think that I think I see a Shamsarin with
Old friend?
myself holding them by the hair, headless, as in there is no body and there's just blood dripping from the head.
Delightful. All right. Take your extra die. You want what the mirror offers. Wow.
Oh.
What did I roll? Oh!
3, 2, 2, 2.
Oh!
Oof.
This is terrible.
This is horrifying.
All right. So as you walk forth, the two nameless start to take a step forward. One says, "Stop," and then walking in from behind
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Baron
Oh no.
Kovrax in his regalia. Says,
Sure am glad I'm not there.
yes. Stop. Why don't you? And that's where we're gonna go to break.
Oh no.
Sucks for all of you. I'm over here in the void, doing great, thriving even.
I doubt
Look at this! Look at this guy! Look at it!
this
Look at how!
stylish guy.
This fucking
Look at
guy.
how too much he is.
Oh.
Love it.
That's,
Oh
that's
my
extra.
god.
So extra.
I was like, I can only see it on the stream
What
over
does he
there.
remind me of? It reminds me of.
I don't know.
I mean,
why
he
you
has
guys-
he has bolus horns.
I don't know why
No,
you guys
it's
are
not
so
Bolus.
mean.
Is it like the Fire Lord from one of those crappy plays from the Avatar? Maybe.
From like the Ember Islands players.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Ember Island Players, one of the best episodes.
Yeah, so
It
good.
is. It's so good.
It is really good.
It's so good.
Anyway.
All right, go hydrate on our break, everybody.
Hydrate, stretch.
Yeah,
See you in
We'll be back soon.
10
be back in the big magic zone in a bit.
Yeah.
Give me
Well, hello there.
Hold on.
You're back.
There we go. Okay.
You're
Yeah.
back, returned.
I hate you all.
So to recap. No, you don't.
You're
To
right.
recap,
Moon, I
Robert
love
doesn't
you.
hate us.
To recap, no, you don't.
The group has gone forth and found the big spooky mirror, beyond which apparently the Baron will be vulnerable. Unfortunately, the Baron showed up before the party went in the mirror.
Whoops. Well, most of us.
Yeah, except Cadence. Additionally, we have a couple nameless in front who are not responding the best to Zonder's incursion towards the mirror, and Vanestra and Candela, a couple cultists of the cult of Blood and Sky, are also hanging out for protection. The Baron does not seem overly happy with the situation.
Wonder why.
And you have a moment to spring into action before the big mirror zone turns into the bad mirror zone.
Oh, boy.
Do we need to go into the mirror? Is that what happens?
That's
Alright,
what was
alright.
you were told.
All right, let's zip zap doop. Are we going?
Yeah?
Are we pushing you to go first because you have the key? Like,
I don't know, because Ben saw like Cadence maybe get soul split or something. So
Alistair
No.
has the key. We're fine, right?
Mhm,
This
mhm.
is.
I don't know if it's just helps whoever's carrying it or if it
We can
depends
do
on
like a
if we
chain
all-
link. We can hold hands and
Hold
do it. Like,
handsies.
Yeah, do it like at the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
or like whenever you're pushing through a club and like I can just grab the back of Alistair's shirt.
buddy system,
Yeah.
everyone.
You have your exit buddy.
Count off.
Either way, Zonder reaches forward to grab the image that he was seeing.
Oh no. I have two
I quickly
spirits.
grab Alistair and quickly grab. Try to reach out for
All right.
Xander.
So Zonder's gonna get in. The question is, does Alistair, does he get in with you in the key or just by themselves?
Well, Nat, when there's a question about who acts first, I act first, so I'm gonna run to Xander.
Oh,
I was thinking that somebody had reflexes or whatever the ability is called here.
Yeah, I do. So what I'm gonna do is to quickly spring into action and grab both the Doctor and Jimena and run towards where Xander was and try and get us all into the mirror.
Just toss us in. Just
Yeah.
It's weird for me to be described
Yeet.
as the doctor.
I know. I was just about to
Yeah.
be the doctor, and I'm like, oh wait.
Because that's Robert's character in our other game. For
Ah,
those not aware,
Very
like that's just
confusing.
what he's called is
All
the
right.
doctor.
So
they call me the doctor.
as you approach, the key sheds like oil slick that runs off it, mists over to the mirror, and instead of that splitting effect, you solidify and go through the mirror like water. As you're doing this, because the key really wants to go through last. So, Alistair, you're caught out behind the rest of the group by just a moment. The Baron furrows his brow, raises a hand up, and snaps his fingers, shooting a bolt of darkness
I don't like
at
that.
your heart.
That sounds bad.
You would roll to avoid that in some variety.
Mm-hmm.
What skill you want to roll?
I think this has to be. Wait, so this is just roll to avoid, not to resist, right?
No.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. It's gonna have to be finesse as I try to dodge out of the way, I guess. Right?
All right.
Oh boy, this is probably dangerous. Should I do something? Is there a devil's
This,
bargain for
this
me?
is
Nat?
so currently in your current situation, because you're going through the mirror, you are currently at desperate limited for dodging this bolt of darkness. Devil's
Excuse
bargain.
me?
You heard them.
Devil's bargain. So the easy devil's bargain is the key gets left behind.
Oh boy.
But you might not want to take that.
Yeah, I don't think
as professional advice, you might not want to take that.
don't want to take that.
Does another player have a devil's bargain in mind? Because that's the only one that's springing to my brain.
I don't know too much about the setup, I guess, with like the group somehow getting separated or split up on like the other side of the mirror.
Or someone
Oh.
else gets hit through the mirror,
Yeah.
like Alistair
Yeah.
just moves out in time, but it opens up the portal just enough where the
So
bolt goes in
normally
there.
a devil's bargain needs to have a negative effect for the person getting the benefit, unless the other person agrees to take the downfall for them. So what that's a fancy way of saying we could do that, but someone would have to volunteer to be hit by a bolt of shadow.
Zonder is not paying attention to anything else but one thing. Might possibly get hit
Alright.
for his only friend.
The other option is that you'll get through, or you get extra die, but your soul will be split from your body, just like Cadence's was.
Which honestly, not the worst thing in the world. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, I think I'm
feel
gonna go
fine.
with that one. I think.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Sounds safer than
Right.
having Xander take the
Yeah.
hit.
And then in a few years, that piece of soul turns into a monster that hunts down a young man in the realm of shattered light.
Oh my god, no, that's not canon. Okay.
As far as you know.
As far as I know, oh my god, Megan, please. All right, so that's one extra die, correct?
Yes, or at better
Wait.
effect, because right now you're at desperate limited.
Oh wait, what if I instead of? Okay, this might be tricky, Nat. But what if instead of taking the devil's bargain, I push myself again and use my devil's footsteps to maneuver to confuse my enemies to mistakenly attack each other? Instead,
Okay.
that's
I'm gonna let you can take the devil's bargain and push yourself, I think. That's what I'll allow today.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I like that devil's bargain.
All right. It's gonna be then two more stress, and then 2 more die, and yeah, I'm gonna roll. Finesse! Don't let me down.
Critical success.
Yeah.
So you slide out of the way, and as the mirror kind of moves like water, you actually position it so that the bolt of darkness bounces off the mirror, bouncing into a number of pieces and striking a number of the enemies back at them. But as you do that, you lose the grip on the key. It still falls through, but you feel yourself rend apart. Your soul being wrenched from your body. And then we all find ourselves in this dark place. A deep mottled purplish glow. And to be honest, Alistair and Cadence should both be partially transparent.
Well, that is doable.
What was the technical term, Nat?
Partially substantiated, I believe.
Partially
substantiated.
substantiated.
About 20.
Not unlike this evidence. Which is
Megan,
completely substantiated.
if you click the smiley face next to your HP bar, you enter Character Studio and can control opacity, so you can make yourself half transparent if you want.
Ah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Aw, now you're both little ghost boys.
Oh, look at us.
We have now learned something.
As the key plops out on the ground in this space.
I think if no one else is going for it, I think Shimena's going to try to pick it up just so we have it.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good luck for you both.
Little ghost people. Cadence,
Little.
look at your hands.
And it's all right.
Oh my.
These things happen.
Can you at least grab things?
What do you mean these things happen?
I mean, um, listen, when you spend enough time around experimental magic, things tend to happen, but everything generally can be reversed.
As you're in this chamber, you become aware of a swirl above. A writhing, moving conglomerate of spirits, of souls above. You can see different ones in different states of decomposition. Some of them that have been here for a very long time, just decrepit scraps of a sentience, and other ones much more fresh. They look like a person. They have a spark in their eye, but they still move along, following it like a school of fish. As you view, you see new spirits coming out from this dark circumference, flowing through and joining. At the very bottom where you stand is this dark pit, a black mirror. Nothing comes through that. And as the key in Shemena's hand sloughs off this chromatic, almost oil slick cloud that starts to reach out, radiate through this space, and the whole thing rumbles and shakes. And you can see this dark perimeter where these spirits come through actually breaks, and shafts of needle light start to shine through. The key's reacted to this space. It's changed it. It's broken it in some way. And it's that point that Cadence realizes that you feel like you're being watched. That timeless presence regarding you.
Does it, not sure the best word, does it feel familiar?
This feels familiar of the one that caught your eye in the library.
Welcome, Mr.
Beneath the cult layer.
Oh, right, yes.
I thought you were gonna say it was the eye spirit, and I was like, it caught her eye.
Can I try to, if it just feels like they're watching? Can I try to attune to them and see if there's something they want?
Sure. Was I muted that whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that they're regarding, judging. But yeah, you can attune to them. We're gonna call that risky great.
Cool.
They want to be perceived.
Well, I have 3 dice, so let's
Get it?
5 and 2 2s. These dice will not stop rolling 2s tonight.
Damn.
All right.
But I got a 5. So
You see slightly faded presence appear, just overlooking the crowd.
what's up, Senor Hands? Look at all those hands.
Are those all hands?
I mean, that's what they look like. They might not be hands. They look like hands to me.
They're probably hands.
Long, golden mask adorned with scales, long flowing purple robes. You can all see it regarding you all.
Oh, I think I'm just be like, what do you want?
Out.
Of here?
You see it turn to look at the cracks in the dark circumference of the space with the light pouring through. It collapses soon.
And Cadence kind of like follows their, like where they looked, and will like look back some and say, I'd offer you a way out, but I'm not entirely sure I'm leaving here.
None of you are.
They might.
The darkened mirror flows up like a void, and a familiar face arrives. Bright eyes and fair hair of Fizwits.
No, we're
No.
not here.
Child, get out.
Getting launched through as if thrown or pushed.
My little babe.
And it just like flaunches onto the ground, and the hands launch into the piled rubble in detritus, dust spilling out in every direction.
Hey, how are you? How did you? Why are you here?
And Fizzwitch just looks at Cadence's ghost and says, "What did you do?"
I mean, that is a valid question. What did you do, Cadence? Who is this?
I did enough.
Enough? For what?
It doesn't matter.
Do you mean it doesn't matter? Kind of turns at the rest of the crew. What? What is this? What has she done? We had a mission. Now we don't know what. We're stuck here in this place with this thing. None of you says anything.
This is not my expertise. I don't know, like, what we're doing here at this point. I know I'm here. I'm just skilled. I think she stops and, like, looks at the kid. And then, like, looks at Alistair with a, you know what I mean. And just cuts herself off.
Some of this I set into motion, but this is beyond what I've done.
What is? Which part were you? Which part is not? Is beyond you? I do not understand, honestly.
It doesn't matter. It's done.
What is done? What?
Exactly what he wanted.
That does not explain And I think Jimenez gonna turn to Baines and be like, can we get a translation, please?
I mean, I don't speak big magic. I don't know. Does Baines, like, I guess, have any concept of what exactly might be going on? I know they weren't part of the Indigo Project, but if this is like
You
soul
could-
splitty vessel types, vault type stuff.
Yeah, why don't you make me a Do you know? I think Baines has just gathered enough information to come to realization at this point.
Oh, cool.
Looking at what you're seeing in front of you and the effect that it had as Cadence and Alistair moved in here. You're in the vault right now.
Okay.
The repository of souls that tries to collect every single soul of each person who dies upon the Soaring City. But some of you are physically in it, which is different.
Okay. And I get the sense that it's only the soul bits of Alistair and Cadence that seem to be left.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I just sort of like look down and like my face gets filled with more and more disdain, and I'll gradually just be like, they really let this place go to shit when I left, didn't they? All right. So you know how the Baron likes to like collect the souls in the city and everything? Well, they gotta go somewhere, and that place is here, and it looks like the key was able to keep us all together, but Cadence, when you went in without us, and I don't know what you did, Alistair. I think you two are like on your own, so to speak.
Okay.
Well.
It is what it is. Now, the only thing I want to know is how do we go from here? Is the Baron coming here? They were supposed to be vulnerable here, but he was on the other side, so... Do we wait? Is it... Do we miss our chance? Is it over?
I mean, he definitely saw us before we came through, so if he doesn't have a way to expel us by force, I imagine we'll be due for company sometime soon. These the other like shades and like entities we've seen, they're all also spirits, or do we see any other physical bodies in here?
You don't see any of the physical bodies, but some of the spirits are larger and more voracious than others. So you can see some actually flying around and consume other spirits.
Okay. I was gonna say maybe we could stick the others in somebody else if there were like shells kicking around.
The other thing is that the vault is a repository to contain. It's a prison, really.
Mm-hmm.
Hickman said the Baron would be vulnerable here. That just seems like a lie at this point.
Okay. All right, so then I'll sort of it's not really matching up with the information we got earlier. Something's not sitting right with me.
You're saying that Hiki tricked us, huh?
I think it's certainly in the realm of possibility, but I think that means if we're going to be due for some company, I don't know, maybe we can try to set something up to at least lay in wait before they arrive. I don't know, you two sneaky tops get any
Sounds
ideas?
good. And I think that's when Jimena pulls out her long rifle and like tries to find a back corner to hide in.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Sure. As that's
love
happening, you see a spirit that is like shaped like a manticore. White with a red mane, wings and claws and spikes on the tail. And as it flies and soars through the royal of spirits, it spies fresh meat
Nope,
and
no
starts
meat
to
here.
descend.
Uh-oh.
Just ghosts.
Pretty sure it eats ghosts. I think we are the fresh ghost.
Nope, my ghost tastes terrible. You don't want any of this.
So, Shemana, you moved off to find a place to post up with a gun, which is grand.
And I'm still wearing, by the way, I also still have my trinket on that I got, my tier 4 amulet.
Yes, that's important here.
So I am wearing that.
As you move with the key, it seems to continue arcs of energy between the very physical components of the vault into it, and it continues
is it
to
leaving like a
make
trail?
new.
Is it like
Yeah, it
moving-
makes like a trail of cracks in the
Oh.
space.
I passed the key to Baines because I'm like, I need to hide. Here you go. You have this.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take
I don't
the
need
key
this
then.
heat.
The vault and the key are reacting violently against each other.
Okay. I mean, I don't really know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with that information.
That's
So
fine.
you toss me the key and just like, all right, great. What do you want me to do with this? Sorry, I'm looking over like all of the stuff that I've got in
Yeah, that's
my
always like-
my bandolier kit because there's a lot.
So I have spirit bottles.
They can hold spirits.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Can I like put this manticore in it?
You could certainly try.
Why not?
I
I'm
love
already
that.
a ghost. What's it gonna do? Kill me?
All right. So, as the demon of blood and sky approaches you, wanting to devour your spirit,
Mm-hmm.
you pull out a spirit bottle.
Yep. Yeah, just
I'm
like
gonna-
Aladdin at the end of Aladdin. Just gonna hold it out. Like,
All right. This is gonna start at Desperate Limited.
I'm in danger.
Now, it does occur to you that you have another method by which to remove a spirit from existence.
Oh, you know what? I do, don't I?
Oh boy.
Like I was kind of saving it. But then like once it's happening, right? Is that what we talked about? Like
Yeah.
it's not like one and done.
No.
I don't know.
I think it might be time for big magic.
Oh, finally.
Do me some big magic.
Let's wait
I'm
3
gonna-
episodes
Yay.
for some freaking big
I'm gonna do
magic.
some big
big
magic.
magic.
Well, big magic takes a really hefty toll. So you can't just pop off big magic willy-nilly. You got to save that.
Well, it's not like you
because-
have like a counter named Cadence Life, a clock named Cadence Life that's halfway filled. It's not like that's happening, right?
No. And it's not because it's not definitely not from doing big magic.
Definitely not.
It's definitely not from having already done big magic before. So let me just. Of course, I can't remember any of the things. I think I marked.
Okay,
6
so you have to
stress
make-
do it.
Okay, so you have to make a tune roll, which is a desperate,
Yep.
to invoke the power of dissatisfaction into your form.
Yep. I do have to do that.
Yep. The
Yeah.
effect level isn't something we have to worry about because we all know the effect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, yep. Because at this point, smoke him if you got him. I'm gonna push myself to get an extra die.
Sure.
Because
And then after the effect elapses, you get 6 stress.
Yes.
Oof.
But this has to go well.
Okay, I think if I feel this is visually has some kind of cue, no, Megan? The cadence.
Yeah.
like-
What does this look like?
Yeah, so it's also weird because Cadence is like a ghost. But it looks probably even weirder because it's a ghost, because she's a ghost. It's just she kind of like stops and like centers herself and closes her eyes and starts like murmuring in this just like weird language that like might not even be words, like who knows. And she opens her eyes and they're smoky looking, like there's smoke like coming out of them, and she puts her hands like down toward like facing the ground, and this smoke like darkness starts like rising out of the ground and just filling her up until it's just like fully encompassing her.
I'll also say the smoke like darkness is seeping in through the cracks where the needles of light are filtering in.
Ooh.
Yeah.
As
And it looks a little starry, but it's mostly smoky.
because you do that, as like the smoke starts to envelop you completely, like peering through the smoke, a ghostly hand kind of wraps around your wrist. As Alistair just says, "I do not know what you are doing, or what you have done to get us in this place, but if there's someone that can save us, it's you. So use me if you need it." And Alistair's going to try and help to feed off his spiritual energy to Cadence's big magic.
Mark a stress, add a die.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing about assist is you don't have to roll, so you can just describe whatever wild shit you want and it happens.
Okay.
I have 8 stress.
Okay. I got a lot of dice, so here's hoping.
That's what, 5 dice?
Yes.
All right.
Crit.
1, 1, 2,
Crit.
2, 3.
Crit.
Nope. 1, 4, 4, 6, 6.
Hey.
Crit.
Big
So-
magic.
You are invested with the power of dissatisfaction and limited ability to offer anything to feed it. I also mark Cadence's life,
Yep. Mark my clock
and
off.
with a crit, we're going to get to add
And then
a.
I had 6 stress, which will give me a
No,
trauma.
you take the 6 stress after the ability elapses.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. And I just like once I like feel the investiture like settle, and like I know what that feels like.
Yeah. So I've made a clock of hunger. Normally it'd be 6, but you crit, so it's 8.
Excellent. So like once I feel it like kind of like settling, I'm just gonna like reach my hands out towards the manticore, and this like starry smoky darkness just like seeps out of my hands towards the manticore and just envelops it, and it just like collapses in on itself and is gone.
As the demon of blood and sky, the point of adoration for the cult of blood and sky, flies at you, and you just turn it to nothing, marking the hunger clock twice.
Big magic.
I don't know what these clocks mean, and I'm scared.
It's fine. Hunger is how much I can feed this
Eat.
thing that's inside.
Hunger is
me.
how much she can eat.
Yeah.
Hom yum yum. Oh wait, just the smoke just stays forever
it's
there?
dissatisfaction. It's dissatisfaction, so it's never satiated. It can always.
It,
eat.
it goes away with time, and then also when she feeds things to it.
Nice. Don't eat me!
No, I can control it. Sort of.
A little bit.
Mostly.
So, you have dealt with the immediate threat, but still in the situation of you are locked inside the soul vault without a way out.
Come invite me, Baron.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm better at getting things into this thing and then back out.
There's a lot of souls. There's this thing watching you. And there is this black mirror at the base. And these cracks as this thing starts to. The entire structure seems to be reacting to the animus key in a way that feels that, as the watching entity you mentioned, is making it move towards collapse.
Making the mirror collapse.
The vault.
The vault. Okay.
Do you think that we can use the key with this?
I mean, if we figure out what the motive behind Hickman sending us here is, then we can figure out what we need to do to go out. Did he maybe want to release all the spirits? I do not know. But sounds maybe that is the reason.
Bane holding the key and lightning, this crackle white energy continues to shoot off of it and connecting to the edges of the vault, cracking and breaking. The entire place continues to fall apart, be consumed in light.
Okay. Well, I'm not super excited about the possibilities of what's going to happen if we stay in here while this place possibly crumbles. But if we can use this key to somehow break the vault or whatever, it's nothing else. That's something that'll definitely piss the Baron off. He loves this thing.
We
Down for
can.
wrecking shit. Oh.
Well, the key was supposed to help us come in and out. So maybe we can try and exit before the vault crumbles, or should we wait? It's the question.
I mean, sorry, Cadence.
Honestly, is there a way to bring this down from the inside?
Oh,
I mean, it's looking like it's working on it itself right now.
I would say so. Yes.
My concern, though, Alistair, is when you say, can we use the key to get out? I'm thinking at least those of us with corporeal bodies can. I'm not too sure about our little ghost people. I just like smirk at him.
Our bodies have to be somewhere.
I don't see him here.
Can I come back and like try to put a hand on Alistair's shoulder? Is there anything there if I try to touch?
a cold, kind of damp presence.
Those are horrible adjectives.
That was a chili.
At least now, when you want to hunt for ghosts, you can just find yourself.
The crackles of energy start to fall off the key and strike the spirits up, swirling in the whirl, just destroying them piece by piece.
Oh, so this key could take everything out.
Like it?
The energy of the key strikes out at Cadence, but just neatly diverts around her.
Whoops.
Okay.
That wasn't me, I promise.
I think if we stay any longer here, then we're not getting out. So if we're trying to use the key to get out, now is the time. If we can't come with you, then well, it was a
Well, what
pleasure.
are we gonna do if we get? What are we gonna do when we get out of here, though? Baron, at least, and all his people are gonna be on the other side.
Maybe not. Maybe if this collapses, they know it's collapsing and run away. But hey, it certainly beats staying here, huh?
I'm not sure if it's gonna keep collapsing if we leave and take the key with us.
As y'all are talking, I think Jimenez gonna go to that black. You said there's a black mirror like thing at in the middle. I think she's gonna take her rifle and just kind of like see if it's solid and just maybe give it like a little tap.
Tink, tink.
Is there and if the key, is there anything happening with the key in that mirror specifically, or is there just
The key shooting off crackling energy at lots of different things, but not the mirror.
Mm.
You could try having Baines bring it closer and see if it decides to get angry at it.
Baines? Come here.
All right. I'll sort of like hesitantly, like slowly taking a few steps. Does it react more?
As you approach, the crackles of lightning strike everywhere around the mirror, crackling forth more pin needles of light. The place is now very bright. And in that, you can make out a dull, dark keyhole in the mirror, right in the center.
That may be our exit.
Maybe. Oh, what do y'all think?
Cadence, we're going to mark a hunger because you haven't eaten anything in a bit.
I don't know, but this light appears to be pouring in more and more. Everything is falling apart. That might be exactly why we were sent here, but not so keen on dying if it would cause that.
Well, we should just get out of here. We can figure out the corporealness once we're out. Clearly our bodies aren't here. And there is work to be done.
That's not ominous. Nope.
Not at all. Hello, hungry baby. I have a hunger. She's very
Aw.
round.
A rotund hunger.
She is so round and hungry. Is dissatisfaction very round?
Sure.
Could be.
Dissatisfaction's a round baby.
And yeah, so I think Shemina's gonna like walk off into the mirror, like kind of get like to see where get closer to the keyhole and look at it, and be like, "Are we going that way or that way?"
I don't know. Because if we put the key in here, I don't know if I'll be able to get it back out to leave with it.
Don't know till we try.
It is possible using the key from this side. It is exactly what we need to do.
Yeah, and I think because Shemina's there, she's gonna hold her hand out to Baines to see if they'll hand the key over.
Sure. Yeah, I'll pass it back over.
Yeah.
Because if something happens to whoever puts the key in there, they don't want to be
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And I think Shemina's gonna hold the key. She's like, "Wish me luck," and then just put it in the keyhole and turn it.
So you put the key in the keyhole. It
Yes.
approaches. The whole entire structure rumbles, and you feel edges of that dark circumference that binds the space falling. It's like a wall of black, yet pieces of it are falling out. And you place the key in. There is one final release. Sound like thunder and blast of light as the vault is on the edge of crumbling apart. Do you turn the key?
Oh boy.
Yes. I turned the key.
In effect, like a pool, as the darkness of the mirror just flows out like water of void, flowing forward and rising like a tide. all the spirits that remain shy away from it, except mayhaps Cadence and Alistair. Fizzwitz flies away, and you see fear over his face. Everyone who's currently a spirit who doesn't have Iron Will, it needs to either freeze up, run away, or resist with resolve. I know Alistair has Iron Will.
Mhm.
Does Cadence have Iron Will? Okay, so either resolve resistance roll or freeze up or run away.
From what?
From the mirror. From this
Oh.
darkness flowing forth.
From the spookies.
Oh, damn it, that's different. I'm like in Compel it says that I can't be supernaturally terrified by ghosts I summon, but I didn't summon them.
Summon.
What do I roll to?
So you roll a number d6s equal to the different skills in the resolve category that you have.
So I have 5 in resolve.
No, not total
Or-
dots. Different skills you have at least 1 dot in.
Oh, 2. Then.
All right, so roll 2 dice. And you take 6 minus whatever you roll stress.
I rolled a 6 and a 3.
Oh, so you take no stress. You're good. You're too cool to give a shit.
I am literally imbued with a devastating entity right now. Nothing scares me.
That's vibe.
Let's go through a damn mirror.
Yeah. All right, so you two, because Alistair's just too cool for school, and Cadence, and Cadence just is beyond caring about such petty things. This pool of blackness flows out, and you start to feel it come up to your ankles. And you feel the ground fall away underneath you. Like suddenly you're standing in water.
All of us?
Oh, not the ghosts. There's no bottom is the point I'm making.
Oh.
Are we standing or are we swimming now?
It's kind of in the middle.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
The key has been submerged.
And I think Shimeno was kneeling when she did that, so like, she stands up and like sort of like is like wet probably from the waist up or the knees up or something, and she's looking around and she's like, and making sure she didn't turn to a ghost in the meantime too. Did it stop it?
It's broken, it's beaten, it's damaged. Where the vault is standing.
We don't want to be in here. Or do we?
You can always swim down.
I mean, I'm a ghost. Do I have to breathe? Can I just swim down?
No, you just float down. You're cooler than that.
I'll float down and see what's going on.
So you float down.
I'm gonna need to feed this friggin' entity. Is
Oh,
there
it
anything I
shouldn't.
can feed it?
Shouldn't be any problem. Hey, go ahead and travel to that portal right there.
Oh. Oh goodness. Okay.
Just takes you right back.
Oh, go to. Oh, surprise, bitch! Thought you see the last of me.
So as you come through, the two nameless have moved back into little niches, and Vanessa is standing right in front of this mirror.
I'm going to devour her.
Oh, we'll get there in a second.
Sorry,
As
Mr.
is standing right in front of the mirror in concern and confusion. The mirror is cracked and bleeding. It was bleeding before. It's bleeding more now. And you hear more commotion farther down. You hear the clashes and the flashes of swords and blades.
Interesting.
Sure, nothing that affects Cadence, though.
Does not concern me. Yet, I guess. It doesn't concern me until it does. The Cadence way.
Before we deal with Cadence instead, though, what does everyone else do?
The key is the key still in
Dive
the
down.
keyhole?
Key got turned in the keyhole, but oops. The key got turned in the keyhole, but then the darkness flowed up and enveloped it. And if you reach down and feel it, it's not there anymore.
Oh, it's not there. It's a problem.
The bitter pill has been swallowed.
Zonder is going to dive down.
Sounds great. Anyone else?
Alistair Baines.
Seems to be the only place to really go right now.
But it does not seem like the vault is going to be destroyed like this, no?
I mean, it's kind of turned off.
It's pretty wrecked.
Yeah.
Highly damaged. Didn't fall apart entirely, but it's spilling and broken.
Well, I have to admit that I am not entirely sure of what you have done here today. So, perhaps we should just, get on with our lives. Those who can.
Still don't know what's gonna happen if we try to leave here without that freaking key.
Do not, but at least now, I do not know. Cadence went. She knows.
Anders, are you gone? Can't just stay in here, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I'm saying, might as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right,
you go first.
great.
All right.
Dive down
Dive down.
grumpily.
Grumpily. Baines does not like being treated this way.
You know, if they had kept Baines around, the vault wouldn't have broken so easily. Just saying.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that.
I mean, well, some people, took this destructive magical artifact into it, specifically designed to help destroy it,
What?
I would have somehow known to plan for that.
So you appear
Doesn't sound right.
as you all appear throughout the mirror. You see Cadence, arm reached out, shadow snaking out of her at Vanestra, who is running full tilt away. You hear a shout and the sound of steel on steel in the distance.
Not fast enough.
The shadow rolls forward and envelops her. And when it disappears, she is gone.
Destroying the
CO2.
timeline, Megan.
That's okay.
Or am I?
All these things have to go somewhere, don't they?
There.
Yeah.
Next.
Next. Oh gosh.
Where's the Baron? I'm still hungry. Num, 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 num.
Are you also ghosts? Now that we're in.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, there's still
Yeah.
ghosts.
Oh,
There's still
That's
ghosts.
fine. I've lived a
But
long
now that
life.
we're all out, are we also ghosts without the key?
No, you are not.
I've lived a
Ah.
long enough life.
No, only 2 of you die today.
I can.
I win again, just like always.
Oh,
I can eat the Baron and then just haunt Banes for the rest of their life.
So, as you
It's the
creep,
big magic zone.
as you float forward, Cadence,
zone.
you
Yes.
see the Baron at the back of a flank of Nameless, arrayed against a number of revolutionaries with weapons drawn.
Oh,
The Baron is
hey.
facing away from you, floating in the air slightly, and shoots a dark bolt of energy at one of them, which gets deflected by a reflective sword. You ghost, you're mostly silent. You consume, you don't make noise. What do you do?
Oh, well, I want him to know that it's me. It's very important that he knows that it's me. So I'm going to, I'm going to float. Ooh, okay. So his back is to us. Yeah. I
Yeah.
want, and I am ghost, confirmed ghost.
Full ghost.
So if I wanted to say, go through him to float right in front of his face on the other side, is that something I can do as ghost?
That's the kind of thing you can do as ghost, yes.
I would like to do that. And I want to float.
Yeah. Float
just
through
wanna
him.
Yeah. Here I go. Dun, 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 dun.
Whoosh. Yeah, it's no roll. As you float and phase straight through him, and you feel him shiver as your face, investured with this darkness, arrives in front of him. Cadence,
Hmm.
what have you let happen to you?
Exactly what was necessary.
Nothing left of you in there, is there?
Well, there won't be much left of you either. And I want to eat them. No.
As you go to extend this investiture of this satisfaction, this hunger, he whips forth magic. As you see a spirit jar, he is nipping into his hand. He goes to try to capture you. Shamana, you got something?
Can I because I was prepping before. I want to
Gun?
shoot the bottle out. Like I want to either shatter the bottle or shoot his hand.
Nice.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. So, we're gonna call this desperate standard. If you roll full success, you get his hand probably.
Uh-huh. All right, so hold on. I gotta find my stuff. This is
Hunt.
Hunt. So can I get sharpshooter if I push myself?
Of course.
Okay, so
Shot that borders on the supernatural, right?
yeah.
Sounds like
So,
Does that mean I get another dice then, or is that
you push yourself, you get an extra die, and the circumstance of the bordering supernatural will give you great effect.
okay?
sounds like it's time. It's time now. It's time for my stress number 9.
What are you doing?
As I see Ximena kind of hold the rifle and put it in position to shoot the Baron, Alistair's just gonna dash up towards the Baron and like stay inside him to try and control the hand up high as high as possible to give a clear shot of the hand holding the jar, and hopefully let Ximena do the job easier.
As you push yourself into the Baron, spending your last stress, you feel we're gonna hold on that. That's happening right now. Ximena, get an extra die. And while that's all happening, Cadence, can you roll me a desperate, great attune roll with an extra die?
I sure can.
By the way, I'm rolling 5 dice right now, so
Yeah, I'm expecting you to succeed at least partially.
6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6.
6533.
64422.
All right.
Hell yeah!
The
That's
shot
what's
rings
up.
out, striking through his hand and shattering the spirit jar as this Cadence starts to get pulled into it. Cadence, you just let it flow out, putting your hands onto his shoulders. And Alistair, as you feel the Baron's existence getting washed away, first of all, the experience of being a shared soul space with him is going to give you a trauma,
Yeah.
because that's what you get awarded now. Secondly, you feel a part of that very soul that Cadence is consuming get torn off and whisked away by some sort of late set magic that activated. This cloud of darkness envelops Baron Colrax. Knew it would be you.
So did I.
As he incorporates away, leaving behind just a fading Alistair. Just the faintest whiff of him left.
Oh no, the opacity is so low.
The two nameless fall to the ground. Their souls leaving, the binds undone. The last remaining combatant looking at Cadence.
If she goes
In
to
fear.
run, I'm gonna eat her too.
She's looking at you. And she says, "What are you?" She starts to step back.
Unsatiated. And I'm just gonna eat her too.
And she's gone. And the hunger is fulfilled, at least for now.
Mm-hmm.
Cadence falls unconscious as a ghost. Fades away entirely for now. And come back later.
Yep, I mean.
The remainder of the group are left standing deep within the Amethyst Lyceum, face to face with Alika and some crew, looking baffled at what the fuck Cadence was. I think that's where we end our session and our little story.
Ah,
I'm just some girl, you know?
just some girl who does big magic.
Just
Look, you
some
didn't get your
girl.
smooches that you wanted, but you
I'm-
did get to eat people. So, like,
I'm just
Yeah.
a girl
trade off.
standing in front of an evil fascist asking him to die.
He's asking you if you can eat him.
Asking if I can feed him to the otherworldly entity that I have allowed to meld with myself.
Like you do.
It's fine. It's a tale as old as time. Classic tale. Boy meets girl. Boy ruins girl's reputation at deep dark magical college place.
Yeah. Pretty sure
Girl
that's a
swears
Disney
revenge.
movie.
Girl swears
Yeah.
revenge.
Yeah.
Through various horrible magical experiments.
I know that Journey song.
Yeah. I mean, I know the story's been told 1,000 times already, but you know, I just wanted to just one more.
Song as old as rhyme.
Yep.
That was a ton of fun.
Oh gosh, that was great.
Thank you for joining us, Mo.
Yeah,
Thanks
Like,
for having
seriously.
me. Oh, thank y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
It was fun.
Aw.
It was okay.
Shooting
Okay.
the
Nat.
spirit, shooting the
Nat.
spirit bottle
Yeah, I'm like,
was
she
so
would've claimed
badass.
Clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
I thought it was gonna end with him getting consumed and Cadence getting bottled.
Oh, that would be
which also
fun.
would have been cool.
That also would have been cool.
actually.
Yeah, that would have been
Yeah,
cool too.
pretty cool.
But then
Cadence
Mo
used
was
to
like,
run
I got a better plan.
range.
I already had the gun out.
This
Might
is
as well
what we
use it.
train for.
Brought a ghost to a gun,
A gun to a
party.
ghost. A gun to a ghost fight.
I knew there was something there somewhere.
Yep.
Amazing.
Oh goodness. Well, seriously, thank you to everybody for joining us, and Nat for telling the
Yes.
story.
Yes.
It was fun.
Thanks for letting us fuck with your timeline.
Yeah.
It's okay. We just had one dead Venestra. That was the only variant out of place.
Plus,
six more
we
and
just
it's
made
she
you a
can't come
crap
back.
ton of NPCs to use for the last season of the Soaring City
Yeah.
if you want to.
Yeah.
It's
Ooh.
it's okay. The time cop Loki people will fix it.
Oh, there you go.
Everything's a variant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next
For all
next season
time.
of the Soaring City, we're gonna walk in, and the leak is just telling a horror story to Everett and a bunch of other kids, and it's about this Cadence person, like the evilest ghost around. Cadence.
So
The
at
ghost
what
that
point-
killed Baron Colbrax?
At one point in Soaring City, somebody did ask Alika if she killed the Baron, and she's kind of hauntingly said, "No, it wasn't me."
so
Shit.
it fits.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Nice.
Amazing.
Well, that was Blades in the Dark. My first time
That was Blades in
playing
the
Blades
Dark.
in the Dark. It was exciting.
My first time.
My first
Mostly
time
Blades in the Dark. It was like
First-
60% Blades in the Dark.
Finally finishing story arc in Blades in the Dark. Oh,
Yeah.
I played like 3 different games and they all just peter out. I'm like, but let me just finish the story.
And if our tech issues had gotten any worse, it would have happened again.
Yep.
I know,
Oh,
but it
gosh.
worked. We
Yeah.
Like I
saved
said.
it.
Cursed.
Someone
Well, now
is
that but now
cursed.
you've
I don't
beaten
know
the
who.
curse, so the curse is undone. The curse
Oh.
is
Okay.
lifted.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't in my experience.
So season 5, Shemana guest Soaring City.
Let's do it.
Ooh.
Oh, gosh.
Do it.
Oh,
I'd
that would
see-
be awesome.
I would see if y'all are still using Quest. I have to like that'd be interesting to see like how.
It's so
5
easy.
minutes.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
know the character sheet's like basically conversation. So like I'd be
It's
like,
a Mad Lib.
It's a Mad Lib.
yeah. I was just like, how would Word?
And like you don't like if you're Shamana too, it's like you don't even really need to do that much. It's
Yeah.
like you get to go through and
Yeah.
just pick your cool abilities. And like that's
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, that.
Literally.
Oh yeah, there's classes, and I'm like, oh, what class
Yep.
would be? Yeah, I think.
I
so.
mean
Probably
fire,
Ranger.
probably.
Aspire,
Ranger.
aspire a fighter.
So we don't
Spy too, yeah.
follow the everyone has to be one
Spy
role rule.
Oh nice.
Everybody
So-
is many roles.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
I have,
All
probably-
the roles.
I'm 2 rolls.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like,
So-
I also have 2.
I would see Shemana as like a
Rosa
ranger for some of the
Hodgepodge.
for some of the sharpshooter stuff, and then
Yeah.
Spy fighter.
fighter spy as the other
Yeah.
2 that come to mind.
Yeah, I see
That's
that.
what I was thinking. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I am a fighter spy, or I'm a spy fighter. Really.
Think
You're a
you're
spider.
a soldier spy.
Mostly spy.
That's my
Slash fighter.
Yeah. Well, I'm a lot of things.
Yeah,
You're like every class.
They're like, oh,
started
this looks
off
great.
as
I'm gonna have
2.
this.
Aren't you every class except ranger?
And naturalist.
No, you have Slayer
have
from
Slayer.
Ranger.
Oh, and naturalist.
not
You're
Slayer from Ranger.
naturalist?
Yeah, no. And
Oh,
doctor.
Slayer
I'm
is a
also not a
ranger.
doctor. Yeah.
So not a doctor,
doctor.
not a
Damn it,
naturalist,
that-
everything
that's-
else.
Fighter, spy,
all of
invoker,
this,
wizard,
not a doctor.
magician. That's it, I think. Ranger.
That's so ridiculous. I love it. It's so good.
So high maintenance.
Anyway, if you're new here and you're wondering what this is it is our main show that's currently on hiatus, but we're coming back 2 weeks from now.
In
Yeah.
1
2
week
weeks.
now. Isn't it 1 week now?
We're taking
two.
1
Taking
week off.
One out, one off.
1 week off, and then we'll be off. We'll be back the
Yeah.
following week.
On the
Right.
16th.
Yeah, so the 16th will be the first.
Yep.
Yes, 16th.
Sorry, you said 2 weeks, and I was like, wait,
Right.
In
Yeah.
2 weeks.
We'll be
Yeah,
back
yeah.
in 2
in
weeks.
2
Back in
weeks.
2 weeks,
Yeah, I got you. I got
Taking
you.
next week off.
That was
So-
season 5 of Quest, which is our final season of the show. So
Quest the final season.
Quest,
the
the
final
final
city.
season.
So-
However, there is a sweet podcast version if you're looking to catch up and like the live streams aren't, your jam all the time. You can find that information on our Twitter.
Yeah.
or just search for us on literally any podcast platform.
Yeah,
If
and if you really
you-
want another season, you can just, do a Quiznos campaign and have Quiznos pay us to do another season.
What?
What are you talking about? What is this?
What?
I have
this
no
a
idea what
thing?
Robert's
What
talking
is
about.
happening?
But
Has
I have
nobody
no
ever heard
idea.
the Subway campaigns where they get Subway to bankroll a show that's been
Is
taken
this a
off the air?
community reference? What is happening?
I mean, actually,
Okay,
yeah,
so I have
Community is
I
one
have-
of them, yeah.
I have no idea what Robert's talking about. But if somebody handed us a large amount of money to have another season, we would. We
Yeah.
just would. That's just
I
a fact.
mean,
And if you would like to give us a large amount of money, you can subscribe to our Patreon.
or just send it
Hey!
to us.
Or just send us
Hi.
a large amount of money.
I'm Nat. I've been the facilitator, guide, soldier, spy for this. I hope you enjoyed watching me run 60% Blades in the Dark, 40% bullshit.
Blades in the
If you liked
Bullshit
it,
in
come
the
back in a
dark.
couple weeks on Monday. Same time slot. We're gonna be running some more quests, and trust me, we pay even less attention to the rules in that game. Partially because
Rules are
there are
for
fewer
fools.
rules, it's easier to.
There's like hardly any rules in that game.
And it's
Well, yeah,
been
so if there-
endorsed by the creator, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If there are
creator,
fewer
what's-
rules,
what's
aren't
the
we paying
quote?
attention to more rules?
The
Yeah.
designer of the game picks up what we put down. So
Yeah, there wasn't
Fine.
like how we play is how he imagined people playing the game. Wasn't that the quote or something like that?
Yes.
Something,
perfect.
almost
Great,
exactly
yeah.
that, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if you like that, come check that out. Or you can follow me on Twitter at CrimeNet. Who's next? How about our guest? Mo's pretty cool.
I guess
you're
I am.
going-
Hi,
you're
I'm
going all
Mo.
over the
I played in this wonderful little 4-parter. Thanks for having me. 3-parter, 4-parter, 3 plus session 0. Yeah.
3 plus session 0.
Yeah.
3.75
Three
parter.
and a half.
Yeah. You can find me on all the socials at Serena Besos. That's SIRENABESOS. I'm a designer. I'm a tabletop RPG content creator. If you think I'm pretty cool and you like my work, I'm currently designing Kids in Capes with Hunters Entertainment on their website with Doug Lewandowski and John Gilmore. That's on Fridays. But yeah, and I do a lot more stuff, so it's easier to just follow me on my Twitter. So
Follow
I'm just-
them.
Yeah.
Do it.
I'm gonna
it.
pass the ball to Robert. Here you go.
Oh, hi.
There's
I'm
popcorn in
Robert.
Hell yeah.
Nice to meet you. Voice actor, weird stuff like that. You can follow me on the internets at Voices of Robert, pretty much everywhere that you can find people, pretty much. Yeah, like all these fine folk have said, we'll be back in 2 weeks for Quest. I play the Doctor, who is, it's one of my favorite characters that I've played. So if you want to enjoy people enjoying what they love, definitely come see us on here, please. Love you. And now I'm going to just go wild with it and throw it at Nunu
Why would you do such a thing? But sure.
because we're already not following any rules.
That is true. That is true. Including the actual game rules. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I am Nuno. You can find me online wherever you find people online at jnunotex. And yeah, once again, very excited to have played this. It was very fun. Super fun to have you, Mo. Thank you again for joining us. And yep, I mean, that's about it. You can find me here once season 5 of Quest of Soaring City starts. And you can also find me on Wednesdays on twitch.tv/playmultiverse. And by the way, let me take this moment to thank Multiverse for letting us use the platform that's still in closed beta for this little 3.75 parter. And yeah, if you like the platform itself and you want to check it out more, you can feel free to go to discord.gg/multiverse and join our Discord. I work with them very closely and I run games on weekends. So if you want to see more of me, play with me perhaps, you can hop on the Discord and know more about the platform and how you can use it. And that is it for me. I'm going to throw it to Sam.
It's a Multiverse is a closed beta, but it's not that closed. If you try, you could probably try it out for yourself.
Yeah.
It's like there's a sheet hanging in front of the door.
It's closed
You can't
for
walk right through.
personal use, but if you want to play on it and experience it, we have games open to everyone every week. So do it. What are you waiting for? Anyway, Sam.
Hey everyone, I am Sam. You can find me on Twitter at the Samwisest. I am the Samwise Game G here on Twitch. I'm the accessibility director here at the Chromatic Chimera, where you can see me playing on Wednesdays in our 13th Age campaign, Woven Realm. You can also catch me playing Masks in the Incidentals with Protean City Comics, where you can also find Megan and our other No Initiative member, Izza. Who is at Evil Clever Dog on Twitter, by the way. She is not in this series,
And
but we
on
love her
YouTube.
very much. And on YouTube, so give her some love as well. I think that's pretty much what I've got going on these days. So just follow me on Twitter and here at Chromatic Chimera for updates and stuff. We do have some new shows, I think, coming up in the somewhat nearish future. So keep your eyes closed. Wow. Keep your eyes open.
Keep your
Yeah.
eyes closed.
Keep your eyes opened.
Yes. I guess has everybody
Me.
gone? Megan, I'll
No,
pass it to
I'm-
Megan.
I'm Laz. Hi, I'm Megan. You can find me everywhere you can find somebody on the internet at Megan Lynn FTW. You can find me here on Mondays with these wonderful people playing Quest. You can also find me here on, I haven't updated my calendar yet, the 24th. So the second to last Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. for my monthly show Unprepared, where I facilitate GMless and Prepless games for my friends who I can con into playing GMless and Prepless games with me. This month, the cast of No Initiative I have conned into coming on my show, and we are going to be playing a game that I wrote called Almost Home, about a crew on a spaceship in the last leg of their long haul space mission home. So it should be a
Excited.
dramatic time.
I object to these uses of conned. It's an affront to the word conned. It was so easy.
It really was.
It's true. We were like, Megan, can we all play a game on Unprepared?
No, I have fooled you all into being friends with me, and I will continue to fool you all into being on my show and playing my games. I am also, as Sam said, in the Incidentals, Protean City Comics. I am also in a Fading Suns miniseries over on WebDM. Our first episode premiered last night. It should be up on their YouTube soon. The next episode, I believe, will be this coming Sunday at 7 p.m. on twitch.tv/webdm. And I'm super excited. The cast is incredible, and this game is so fun. Our characters are so cool. Also, I am an indie game designer, and you can find any of my games at meganlynnftw.itch.io. If you like mostly GM-less storytelling, narrative type games, check them out. They're pretty cool. And I'm pretty sure that's it. I have talked for far too long, and now I am done. We're going to go raid our friends over at Critical Misses for their game, being GM'd by Noir, one of our admins here at the Chromatic Chimera. So give them some oohs in chat and show them some love.
They have some guests today too. I believe Werewolf Feels and Burrito are both guesting, if I saw the tweet correctly. So make
That
sure
is
to
good.
give them all some love.
That's good.
Nice.
Yes, oohs in chat. Give them lots of love from us.
Yeah.
Job on out.
And all the ooh-woos.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Are we
for
dabbing out? Is that what's happening?
season
Okay.
You don't have
No.
to.
Dabbing out.
Bye,
No.
Yes, you do.
No doubt.